How you going, TIs? This is Rob Stanson, TISP Research and Development. Here's what I'm wearing now. I've been dealing with these perps for some while, but real quick, um, I can feel that they're trying to put pressure on my heart. Usually, if I didn't have this on, I mean, I would feel the tingling and the pain. Um, if I just wear my day cap, which is the helmet right here, I would probably still feel the pressure, but just like what the heck, you know. But at this moment, with the reverse polarity magnet helmet, I could tell that they need two things. They need your brain, and they need your heart area. So they're going to inflict pain in both areas. They go to your head, which is damaging. Um, if you think about it mentally, it could trigger things, you know, like a heart attack too as well. Like the thought of I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna live. This and that, here and there. Um, you see how the mentally. This is for TIs. This is see how the mental part of it goes as well. But not only just that, but the frequencies that go upon your brain, through your eyes. These are radiation glasses. They're adequate, but what I did was take some OZP goggles. They're usually goggles, but what I did is I put them in a nice pair of thick, like movable glasses. These are like I bought, geez, this frame, I believe on eBay. Um, it was to a pair of NM nanometer glasses, and they're pretty thick. But you can use radiation glasses. But the thing is that you still feel that anxiety, that pressure, that. But I don't feel it right now as much because I'm wearing the helmet. The helmet really, it really takes a lot of it out of their hands. Um, yeah, but the glasses, though, yeah, I could be wearing these dark ones right now and be like mellow, but I can hardly see at night, you know, or I could, you know, it's hard to see during the day as well. And I put a pair of the OZP goggles, and I shaved the glass to fit the frames, and then I epoxied them both sides around, and I made myself some really epic glasses to wear if you're feeling uh, pressures of like like pressures in your eye where you get this freaking, like you're up, like you're like it's a frequency, uh, uh, like it's a frequency drug keeping you up or whatever, like meth or something like that. And it kind of, it doesn't like get you all like wired or anything, but what these frequencies do is it keeps you up, and it keeps you awake, keeps you open eyed. And when I wear the dark ones, I can actually mellow my eyes, like if I smoked a pipe or something like that, of weed or something like that. It's just that much of difference that you get compared to these and the OZP. I custom make those, and it does cost a lot of money. It's better than goggles, because if you have got the goggle pair that you can order on eBay or a couple sources that I have, and and you'll sweat inside the goggles, and so it makes it hard to see. I mean, what are you going to do all day? Sweat inside your goggles and wipe them out, and you know, be able to function in life. It makes it harder, so I made the glasses. But this morning I woke up because I've been dealing with them giving me a lot of anxieties, a lot of not just depression, but uh, um, more like I got a lot of things on my list, but I can't take care of them because I got these frequencies that are pulling me down and holding me to my bed, watch TV, um, just sit there and just rock back and forth or something like that. Some of that kind of stuff that really, it really brings down the human morale, is what I've learned through this program that these drone stars up above hit us with. And I'm pretty sure they're doing it for depopulation, because before, back in time, it wasn't that bad. I believe they've existed for a long time, and it's usually tied with government and Jews, I guess. But I never known a Jew, so I wouldn't know. But all of them I know is all in Hollywood, and in Hollywood is magic, and as well as Hollywood shows the stars, like Paramount. Because they're working with the stars above. This is what they talk about, where the stars are going. Oh, hey, I'm or they do the all seeing eye, and they're like fucking like, oh, excuse my language. They're like this, and because they're being handled. They're like TIs. I mean, Bruce Willis. I mean, he has brain cancer, something went wrong with his brain, and he's dying. And you gotta understand, if he's an actor, he's been an actor for some time. Maybe his genealogy and the frequencies and the energy and the mind control, whatever they put in these actors to act at a very good standpoint, where they're just freaking funny, they're epic, and all this other good stuff, and they put this movie together. Within that actor, they have a handler. I mean, I wish I knew what happened to Robin Williams, but I could tell he had some demons, and I'm telling you, these demons are up above in them stars. But let's not deal with that more. Let's just work on the Reverse Polarity Magnet Helmet, which is I call Magneto. This is Magneto-7 Resurrection. I do have a Magneto helmet. Let me show you real quick. This is what I sleep with. I deal with two helmets depending on what I'm dealing with. See, I got goggles as well that are made into my sleeping glasses, and a mirror to cover my third eye, but that sounds kind of weird. But anyways, there's the magnets, but see, I got a shell. This is all metal. This is magnetic metal, and I have a couple layers of copper that I sleep with, and this heals my brain. This right here heals my brain and shields, as well as the other one as well. I refer these helmets at first because it breaks your healing free. It breaks you to a point where your brain will be healed enough to be able to take the targeting attacks and the frequencies that bring down your brain and slow it down. They make you where you can't remember anymore. I mean, this is for heavy duty targets. I wanted becoming a heavy target because they tried to kill me at first. I bumped into one of them, and and they wanted me to knock me off, only because I asked a question. And it had been a female too. But I think a lot of these services are also revenge for hire. I guess it's the all-seeing eye, depending on what you mean, because there's a lot of stars up there. Every star up there has an all-seeing eye. We have a little tether that ties to her, has an all-seeing eye tagged to her brain. These are apple biters, and these apple biters are what has changed our world and went downhill of our world and our people and technology. That biting of the apple, I mean, that was the worst thing that humanity had to have done. Now we got to wait for the solstice equinox, which is supposed to be Jesus, that he died on the cross, and in 3 days he was resurrected. That's the sun. It goes dark for 3 days, which is going to be in 2031. That's the solstice equinox, and it resurrects on the third day. And what happened is, in between that time, it says in the Bible, the stars will fall. Now, that's every 2,000 years. the solstice equinox comes by, and it creates an EMP in order to save humanity from destroying themselves. And see, this is our Jesus Christ, because he will save. Because technology, all electronics and all that good stuff that we rely on every day is going to zap out. Because it's a natural EMP aligning all them planets, and you got God with the cue stick, with the cue ball, hitting the cue ball, and pa pa pa, right there in the corner pocket, you know, and that's what saves humanity from destroying itself every 2,000 years. Well, during that 2,000 years, there is one warning that we have: the keepers, the dead, the damned, well, they call them the dead because they've been taken away from life, and see, they decided to bite the pineal gland of a human being, at which keeps him busy and focused on them. And so what they did is when you bite the apple, it's a curse and a power trip and a control feature that you want to connect to everything on the freaking planet, because it's power and it makes you feel God, like you're God. But see, these people that were given power, which is the all-seeing eye, you know, at which has been brought through the Masons. I mean, they really carried us on. These are all Jewish traditions in ancient Egypt. See, the good God at that time was in which freed the Israelites from Egypt. So what is Jewish people and Israelite, but Israel, you know, what's really going on? But I mean, that's a whole nother story. I mean, I really think that Moses fucked up, you know, because they stole all the gold from Egypt. And so they stole a couple captured all-seeing eyes. I guess that's what you would have to say what it would be, because the Eye of Horus. And in order to create free energy, I mean, we used them before. I'm getting this from Egypt, because on the top of the pyramid, you got this flat spot, right? Now, what else can land there? What if something lands there? Or what I think is, like, every leprechaun, every demon, or anything of lust for gold, as we learned from the Sumerian times, and we learned that they used humanity to pull out gold out of the mines, and they somehow used it for something more like computer parts, you know, which everything aligns in gold, really hard wires. And that's what happened to me. I mean, I don't know if I remember I said something, I don't know if I told you guys, but one day I lost a tooth with a burrito. These are caps, and I'm getting them replaced in a couple weeks, and I see the doctor on the 5th. But anyways, and this is the frequencies. It really cracked up the epoxy or whatever the cement that they use down there, where it only lasted about a couple years. You know, either that or it's some shitty ass work. And I think workman's comp really freaking hired the lowest paid. Anyways, excuse my language. Well, anyways, I was like, all right, I got this crazy idea. I'm gonna get me a grill. You know, I was like, I'm gonna get me a grill. All right, I'm like, get this go-to. I'm like, what's that? It was just as a joke, and I really wanted to wear it, you know, just to freaking turn heads or freaking get attention. I don't know. It just it sounded funny, and it sounded cool at the same time. So anyways, so I was drilling it and carving it out with the Dremel, and because I got nothing to do here. I got nothing to do. You know, I mean, I lost my workshop. I lost my spot where I was building helmets and shielding for people, and for TIs as well. And I mean, this is therapeutic. This is therapeutic. I wear this just inside the house. When I go out, you don't have to wear a helmet, but I do recommend you should do at least a shielding helmet of some sort, because I mean they're connected to us. Uh, every day it riddles down your brain and it weakens it, and it heightens it. Yeah, people get wiser, people get enlightened, people get more in touch with everything around them. You know, all these different connections, connection to the dead, depending on how messed up your brain is. Which these people are real people. They are real people, and they live in San Diego. For the most part, probably in every high almost end area, or area that is densely populated, cities or places that we would like to go, which would be like a most profitable organization or industry that makes the most money. So it's just like it says, you know, if you got the money, you're gonna move where you want to move, you know, in a nice area, or beaches, freaking New York, who knows, you know. I mean, it depends on people. They're kind of like, you gotta watch out for ham radio operators. You gotta watch out for people that have a big motherboard in their house, or just like disappeared from society. You know, I don't know. It's just, you got to watch out for the people that are really trying to like mess with you, you know, because then they make a decision and then target you or make up some story or whatever. But either way, there is a revenge for hire, and up there they're freaking that's another way of them making money, you know. I mean, most of them here live in trailer parks, but we're in a trailer. But yeah, so I started making this gold tooth, and what I did was like, wow, I've been reading the Egyptian Book of Life and stuff, and the Book of the Dead, and because I'm just wondering, is there mortality, you know, immortality, or it's just, I mean, I've been heightened so far that, I mean, I just know something's there. You know, everything else came out pretty much true, and it's going to be a reality in about 9 years if we survive the depopulation. So, anyways, it would say the Egyptians would snort gold for, I don't know if they made people do it just to get them targeted, or to hardwire them, or, you know, so they're in that other world up above. But so I go, well, heck, I'm TISP Research and Development. I'm gonna research this, you know, as a semi self-proclaimed scientist. You know, I mean, I like to live in every trade as best I can. Hey, I can't afford college, or I went a little bit, but I never went to anything to get a huge degree or anything. But you know, you still, when you open your third eye, you can get yourself in any and every trade you want, depending on your expertise and your connection, to be able to be in those archives of like common sense, because that's what life is all about, is common sense. And if you got an engineered mind, and you are jack of all trades, you would be able to put this stuff together. And it's simple. I mean, it's just common sense, you know. And if you're targeted, and if you ain't got common sense because all you can think about is your targeting, you need to get a reverse polarity magnet helmet, which is I call Magneto. I mean, think about it. In the Matrix, Neo was able to stop the bullets. Neo magnets. Anyways, I know my helmets can heal CTE, brain injury, football players with brain injuries. You know, the ones that, I mean, I've watched all the statistics, and saw how these football players that wind up killing themselves or hurting others, we're going through the same thing I was going when I was working iron, and I've been in every accident. I mean, I went head on to a curb with no helmet, 65 miles an hour to 70. Uh, Huge brain injury. I got a scar tissue on my left frontal lobe, about a 1 inch circumference, and I mean that's a huge brain injury. It doesn't really seem like it, but when you're angry all the time, when you're lashing out at people, or you just Mr. Know-It-All, and it's like you don't mean to be that way, but it's your way or the highway, or you find up nitpicking on things, or you got this huge pressure in your brain. You're you're getting these like waves in your brain, like you're in it, in this brain pain, you're not in this brain pain. You're in this brain pain, you're not in this brain pain. You're focused, you're not really focused. You're focused, but not really focused. But you're not even close to being focused because your brain's scattered. It wants to go here. You're trying to watch TV, but you're thinking of other things. You're thinking that your drink is getting lower. Maybe I got to go to the bathroom. Should I watch on that? Should I watch my drinking? Like neurotic. You're neurotic. And this is what I went through my brain injuries. I mean, I went in the hole 16 feet, hit my head on the asphalt, working iron, getting blown off the iron from a crane. I mean, I've had head-on collisions. I've been ran over by a drunk driver. I went head-on to a curb. Accident with my father as a kid. I've had brain injuries throughout my life, which got me to a heightened point at age 40 when the third eye opens. But I think a lot of people's third eye is opening, whether age or not, because of technology, because of the frequencies that they're putting down from them watching us and creating this damage connected to our brain. Creating this damage, we're connected, and so they send these frequencies to control, to guide. I mean, you may think that's, I'm guiding, you got a little ball going, yes or no, and you're dealing with these drones, working with this electromagnetic energy, frequencies, all this stuff through frequencies, because frequencies and a high rate of speed creates energy. Energy in a high rate of speed creates electromagnetic, because it's all the protons and neutrons, and it's erratic, and so it creates an energy weapon, and electromagnetic, and they can freaking increase or set the frequencies and freaking get the chemtrails, chemtrail dust, what people call nano, what this and that here and there. It's a catalyst for the energies up above, for the third eye. Don't get intimidated, because the third eyes are only people. But they are able to bend light and bend their third eye, because I could see this, because I could see the other side. Got 23 minutes, so I got to get this going. So I make it 30 minutes anyways. And to create microwaves, with the lower energy, and they just boom, 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 boom in your brain. This goes for brain injury patients, because you got to understand, once your third eye opens, you are a threat to the new god of this world, which is the all-seeing eye. And when you got multiple people playing in the playground of biting the apple and Genesis, and creating this doom of the world, because the end of the world is going to be pretty soon, because they got to depopulate before the solstice equinox, so that way their little hidden world up above does not fall to the ground, because the stars will fall according to the Bible. And so these drones will fall to the ground, because technology will be EMP'd because of the solstice equinox, and they don't want people knowing the secret. I'm not even too sure if even Jews know the secret. They're hand in hand. with their God, you know. And the Bible was built on, were like Israelites and Jesus in the second you know you know in the New Testament, and he was a TI, because I've gone through drunken spells without even drinking, where I want to kick over tables, you know. Water into wine. No. See, it was still water, but the frequencies up above from the drones, the all-seeing eye Horus, the god of Beelzebub, or Beelzebub and Legion, you know, they had frequencies to make people feel they're drunk. So the water turned into wine. I feel buzzed because I don't have eye shielding. You know, if you don't have eye shielding, you're gonna feel buzzed. And if you don't protect yourself, you can. You know, I had 2 drinks and it's been 2 hours. I'm gonna go driving, and then because I got frequencies telling me, V2K, you know, the light frequencies that they're talking to you, but you can't hear them, but I can. But probably because of length of damage. But I'm telling you, they'll get in your brain where they're getting your brain where you're like, I feel paranoid. I'm kind of stonied right now, or I'm freaking kind of drunk. You know, and get paranoid of a cop and do something wrong. You get pulled over, and boom, you get induced frequency buzz. I call it Captain Jack Sparrow. I call it Jack and Cap Sparrow frequency. And next you know, you're buzzed, and you're acting the part because you're drunk, because the frequency up above, because they're getting in your eyes and making you feel drunk, and you're like, whoa. These goggles right here eliminates that. Even radiation glasses eliminate that, because I mean, I can sit here and drink all day. I won't feel it. But what does happen is that I don't feel anything, but I freaking drink like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these things one time, Jack and Coke, or rum and Coke. And I didn't feel a thing, but all of a sudden at the end of the night, when I'm with someone and I'm emotional, all of a sudden, I'm emotional, start crying. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? I couldn't stop it. The frequencies. It was crazy, but still, I was drunk. I didn't feel it. I didn't think about it. I didn't know about it until the last minute when I'm freaking crying like a sobbing baby. But then I knew that it still affected me, but I didn't feel it because they take it away from you. They'll make you fill up. Like these ones right here, you'll fill up still, and you're bug-eyed and you're up, like up. You just want to go to sleep, but you're just like, your wheels are freaking burning, and you're like, why is my wheels burning? I'm not really thinking as much, but my wheels are burning because it's the frequencies or blah blah blah. I mean, the day cap, yeah, it's adequate, so it doesn't continue damage, but wearing this, if you wear this, I call it Magneto Resurrection, Magneto-7 Resurrection. I got a Magneto-8 Tesla that was down here below that I showed you guys. I'm telling you, it's a huge difference wearing this than putting on that helmet first thing in the morning, because I get a good night's sleep, and whether they keep me up all night or not, I'm just gonna have to sleep in through that day. You know, I mean, day's burnt. You know, I can push it, but I ain't doing any freaking drugs. You know, I ain't going to that level. But I mean, I do have armor and stuff like that. But geez, when I went through that time where I was hiding and lighting, it was blazing, turned into a demigod. but it wasn't worth it. Talk to you guys later.